Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where we are going to look a bit on our science situation. So last episode I talked about our power and how we did have enough at a steady state. Not enough if we're moving a ton of things around, like building a ton of solar panels and putting in landfill and such. I want to rectify some of that today by getting in a lot more solar. Of course, we'll probably run out of power, but while that is happening, I also want to get the rest of all of our things beaconed. I think that will be worthwhile to do. So before that starts, I want to talk about one thing, and that is our space science. This is pretty much working as I want and launching quite consistently. If you look in here, about every 5.5 minutes. About every 5 minutes, it's doing a rocket launch. That means that one of these can, in theory, supply 200 science per minute. One launch 1000 takes 5 minutes to launch one. That means 200 per minute. That means to get our 4K, we in theory need 20 of these. Does seem like a lot, but if you look at it here, if we just do 2 right here, these 5 slots, 4 down, that should be all we need in terms of space science. All in all, that is a pretty big lump, but then at least we have a ratio to work with, which is extremely nice. So before we continue this episode, let's just get the rest of all of this beaconed. So in case we need more, which we most definitely will, we can get them done at a somewhat reasonable speed. Let's just get the rest of this done. There we are. Get you and you. Just the rest here. That should be fully beaconed. Let's just check to be sure. There's a few missing right there. But that is everything beaconed. I think it's the same down here. Let's just check to make sure. Also missing a few. But there we are. Hopefully everything is now beaconed. If I do miss some, I'll fix it in a future episode. Don't think I have though. So that is everything in terms of our modules. These are pretty much what's draining our factory as soon as we start to produce them. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out. Other than that, we need to get our frames up and running again. These are a bit slow, pretty much because they're not beaconed. But we do have about 25k with only about 17k working at the moment. So what I want to do right now, before we start to fill beacons into all of these, so we can get an estimate about how much we are actually producing with this, let's place down some solar. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes, but yeah, I want to get that done. If we don't, I know it's gonna bite us in the behind in the future. That is not something we want. Unfortunately, I can't get a bigger blueprint than this because I can't zoom out more than I am at the moment. So that will solve that issue. Now just to solve all of our solar power being placed down. So let's see here. Let's just start with this. We're gonna have a dark factory when everything's moving. At least that is what I expect. But yeah, let's just see what we can produce with our factory at the current state. Right now we do buffer about 6.5k solar powers and accumulators. That's enough to make 60 what's it called solar fields at a time. So that is something we'll have to look at and actually keep producing. We're not producing them any faster than we were before, but just by increasing the limits, I think it was last episode or the episode before that, that makes it a lot easier for us to manage more things. That looks good. And now we're at the water again. meaning we'll have to landfill in this little part to get things to work and not get stuck over the water, like we have seen so many times now. So there we go. That is gonna drain a bit of our power. One here. Can we got one further? Only a small sliver. So that is not too bad. So all our robots are flying home. That's gonna probably drain our power. Look at that. From here to moving up quite quickly, trying to charge all of this. But that is fine. So while that is being built, let's go and have a look at what beacons we need in our setups. This is gonna tax us a bit as soon as we turn this on. I can skip that one for now, at least, and just put in a few of these. That fits there and there and there. Let's do this for now. We will need, we just need to take, yeah, pretty much just all of them right here. That could be fine. So please take you and just continue all the way down to the end. There we are. That is more beacons. Let's take this, and that should fit in around here. You can go away. And the last one down here is just gonna fill out this way. So there we are. That's gonna give us fully beaconed production signs. Of course, I don't even want to look what's gonna happen to our power in a few minutes, but that is good since we're still just building our base. Military signs we can wait a bit with. Green needs a few more beacons. Could actually fit in a lot more into this cell, but the way I made it, it's rather impractical. So yeah, we could add what's called these. Oh, only a few of them, so that's not really gonna do that much. But we'll have to look at it at some point how to make this a bit better. So that's production. That is green. That is that. That is our space. Our blue is buffered, and the red is as well. So this means that we can actually, if we wanted to, expand this further down, but I want to see things working before we do that. And it's insane how much power we use when we're moving things around. And I'm quite afraid that as soon as we turn this on to 4K, our power consumption is gonna go through the roof. Because moving it like this pretty much just drains our system an insane amount. But that's gonna be fun to see. Should we just place down a few things here as well? Let's get one grid in, because we'll need the power. So let's take it from the bottom. There we are. And we can remove that part. Remove all the trees as well, just to get it moved. And then we at least have this set up to do copper mining in the future, since I'm quite sure that's gonna be necessary. Right there, please. Right here. And some landfill. Made it one too big, it seems. Oh wait, I didn't. I need to do it here. There we are. So that will solve this part. That will mean that this can be built, connected up correctly down here. And then this one can be made as well. But look how fast we are constructing this. That is brilliant to see. And that should increase our power more and more. 5.2 gigawatts right here. 5.3 gigawatts right there. So yeah, it is just about expanding. And we do still have quite a lot in storage. So as soon as we cover this lake, we will move into what seems like a rather big area where we can do all the things we need. Let's see, should we expand up here as well? This is slowly emptying out. So that is not too bad. But yeah, we just need to just do more and more. 5.4. So should we just place down a ton more solar? Let's just get this corner fixed. It has been annoying me a bit. That is not connected up. There we are. That's pretty much all the solar panels built. Just want to see if that makes it so our grid doesn't go down in the middle of the night. That could be nice. But you never know. Oh. That goes a lot of solar panels and accumulators. Oh, that's brilliant. So let's expand out this way. Getting all of this covered. Getting the lake covered as well. Let's see here. There we are. That seems good. And over here. And now we can fit in, or almost fit in, the next part. Right here, let's get down the solar panels we need to go above our iron patch. So that will be the edge we have right there for now at least. Then we'll need to go up more. But before we do that, let's make sure that we don't make our mistake. Our power is looking way better than I thought. That's great. Oh, that's a huge forest. I don't like forests. It takes so many robots to clear things out. So not really anything we can do about that if we want to fix this. So that seems good. So guys, how much power do we think we need? I have a feeling we're gonna need 50 gigawatts? 10 times as much as we have now. Is that gonna be enough? I'm just thinking about how much of the base we're running right now with inputs. But as long as they don't move as this just one huge clump where we send out 7,000, 10, 15,000 at a time, we should be good. But these massive bursts in robot activity is not what solar is built for. At least most things are not built for that, as you can see here as well. But just getting it built is fine for me. That is good. More landfill in. There we are. So back at the base, this is chugging along. We have 14k stored. I don't really want to limit this because I think the rocket is going to launch no matter if it's full or not of space science. So I just kind of wanted to build up a small amount. And that will also make it easier for us to upgrade a lot of these things. Could be about time to do another robot or get some of these out the way. But I know that's going to tax our system a bit too much for me to do it at the moment. So we'll wait a bit with that. To be honest, I might do an off-camera, what's it called, a solar power building spree, where I pretty much fill up this entire thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. It's just me placing down solar panels, and it's not the most exciting thing in the world. We just needed to get the power we want. So in between this episode and the next, I'm quite sure that is what I'm gonna do, just to get things filled. Other than that, I'm quite happy how the base is running at the moment. It is just the power. and we might need twice as much power as we have right now to handle the bursts. So that's quite good. So what can we look at while the power is out? Let's see, what should we make? There's not really anything we're missing. Oh, wait. There's one thing. We're missing water barrels. We'll have to... we could probably use these to fill them in with water. Making water pumps this way. Because they can fit in right here. And then we can just add a ton of things to them. I know it's the middle of the robot lane, but I think it could be good just doing that. So let's just try and walk down there and see if we can't do some good setup for the water. So we don't have to worry about that in the future. Oh, there's still so many trees that we haven't cleared out. Oh, sorry about that little lamp. And let's just heal our little car. It's been through a lot. There we are. So let's set up the water. The reason why I'm doing it down here is because we have most of our refining down here. And they need the most of the water. So let's go. I want to do direct insertion into to these. Could probably do 2 barrels in, 2 barrels out from one of these if we set it up correctly. So if we take one for now, let's set it right here in the middle. Then we'll have one of these on the side. Yeah, we can't do it much better than that. You'll barrel water directly into this one. You'll double request. Can actually do it on 2 sides if we wanted to. So what if we do something like... Don't know if this can output it fast enough. But just to try, and then we can take that and pretty much throw it in down here as well. Let's try and do 4 and see how it lines up. Could actually put them over here as well, I think, if we're lucky. Yeah, we'll just have to move the lamps around a bit. Oh, wait, that's further away because I made it too wide. So there we are. Let's just do 4 and see how this looks when it all gets put in. And hopefully we'll get enough water to supply the entire system. The reason why I'm not using pumps is that a lot of the throughput goes away if you'd move it by pipe. So this should make sure that doesn't happen. Let's just craft a few of these. Don't think we have enough. That's gonna... Oh, we need the power as well, it seems. That's gonna annoy my eye a bit with how our power grid is. But that is fine. Because look at that. That's gonna look horrible from the air. But yeah, that is fine for now. Let's just get the water produced. And how fast is it going through? Right now it's just the input of the barrel slowing it down, and then it might be the speed after that. So adding speed modules to this could be a solution. How much power is going to consume then? Quite a bit more, about 3 times as much. But the water can easily keep up. It's just the input of the barrels that is lacking. So let's just do this. This should solve all of our barreling needs for the future in terms of water. Look at that. That's an insane speed. Wow. That is making water like there's no tomorrow. That is... I love using speed. It looks ridiculous once in a while when you do it. But yeah, that is fine. Hopefully these 4 can charge whatever is coming in here. I can't see why not. So you can go away. And I'm quite surprised that our power is holding up as well as this. It could collapse, but it's actually looking quite good. just missing lamps that can't be produced fast enough, which actually is quite funny. That's because it is just, yeah, it's trying to keep up, can't really, but it's going more than fast enough for me. So that is our water situation solved. Problem missing flying robot frames as well. Is that for the science? Is that why it's complaining that much? Because we have one where it's not made on site but made in a cell. That could be something I want to change. Because if I think it's yellow science probably. That's needing the frames and the frames not being made fast enough. But making them on site would be a bit annoying since it do require a ton of different things. It takes 20 seconds to make one. This one uses 1 every 21, so it's almost a 1-to-1. To be honest, we could add it to this setup right here, making this build a bit differently. That could actually not be bad, be that bad. Then we'll just make whatever else we need somewhere else, but that will mean that we don't have to transport flying robot frames, and that will always be to scale when we start to expand it out. Let's just check on the production up here. You can be productivities, which is a very good thing. Is that even moving? Wow, look at that. Go on. Holy moly, that's slow. Oh, it's because I'm missing power as well. It's like, something is wrong here. It's because I'm missing power. I was like, God, that was a bit silly of me. But we could do this one pretty much just adding it in. Or we could do it in the cell. But that will require a lot more travel time. Getting all the things to that cell. Yeah, because we can't make batteries there. That'd be a bit stupid. And then we'll just stay with the other one. Yeah, it will be too much flying in. We might just keep it here and just speed all of this up, like we have done below. So we should have enough speed modules. I see we have 300 of those. And we have, how many speed do we have? 300 speed, so that's actually not bad. How many modules do we need to speed it all up? Let's just check. How many are we using right here? We are using... Oh, that is a lot. That might be a bit overkill, to be honest. But... could also be something we want to do. Not sure how it is in terms of power consumption, but it might not be too bad. Could be fun just to do it, because I know you'll need quite a lot. So should we just add speed to this, because we also needed to produce robots for the base anyway? Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's completely kill our base, but that is fine. I will just well, we have it all in storage, so we just have to make it or get it produced afterwards. Yeah, let's do it. We're here to have fun. Let's try something I normally don't do. So what if we just remove all of this except the first two? Pretty much this one. This one should fit in on top of right here. So if we do this, that's gonna drain our base of so many things. Do that, and then we'll go add productivity to the rest of them. So pretty much upgrading all of these to let's see here. And add in the productivity. And soon a swarm of robots are gonna go here and add speed, making this run at an insane rate. There we are. So now we should be producing frames at a much better speed. And hopefully this can supply us with everything we need. If you look at our production, our space is fine. But if you look at our frames, wonder where they're at. They're right here. It went from about 50 to, holy moly, about 500. But then again, we did do a 10 times speed and we have productivity in them. So it's one thing we most definitely need productivity in, since they are as expensive as they are. But look at that, 500 something per minute. This should fill up in no time at all, which is rather brilliant. So on that high note, I think it's a somewhat good place to stop. Look at this thing go. Next episode, we will start to look more at our science. I will have placed down most of our solar panels over here to the west, trying to just fill in as much as I can, or as much as I dare to, while you guys don't have to watch me do it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please give me a like and a subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.